Hi, everybody. I'm Nicole Rivera. You may know me from the Stop Writing Alone podcast. That's kind of what got me out here online and connecting with so many wonderful writers in the writing community. We have all decided that we don't want to write alone anymore, and we shouldn't be. I've had this great experience with local writing groups, also connecting with people through pitch wars back in 2017. And all these things got me to become a much better writer over the years. So I started the podcast Stop Writing Alone in January of 2019. And here I am in January 2020 starting to connect with you on YouTube. And the reason why I'm doing that is because one of the things that I absolutely adore is writing prompts, and I wanted to share a bunch of writing prompts with you through this medium. I figured I shouldn't just add it to the podcast, which is something that I did toy with last year. I said, let me put it someplace else. So here I am, and every single week this year, I am going to share with you either a writing prompt or a writing exercise that I have found, that I have loved, that I've used over the years to either write short stories or personal essays, or even to trigger an idea for a longer piece like a novel. What I've also done in the waning hours of 2019 is decided that I am also going to go for what I like to call the Ray Bradbury challenge. So back in 2001, Ray Bradbury was giving a keynote speech, and he gave so much writing advice in this speech. And I'll put a link in, as the Green Brothers say, in the doobly-doo under the video here. But I'll put a link to a video of the speech and an article that I read that has like all these different snippets of advice that Ray Bradbury gave in this one particular speech. But the one that came screaming through to me years ago and just keeps haunting me every year is he had said, write a short story every single week. And there's kind of like no way that they can all be bad. He threw out the challenge. He said, just show up every single week, try to write a full short story every single week. And at some point, usually, down near the end of the year, you're going to start to see that you're getting better and better. I mean, you can't not have that happen, particularly, I find, if you're doing it with a community of writers. If you have a group of people that you are working with and you're working together and writing and reading your stories back and forth, you're going to start to improve. It's just going to happen. So I did attempt this the first time that I read this piece of advice, which wasn't in 2001, but it was in early 2000s. But I didn't have the community. And so when I got to a stumbling block, I wouldn't say that it was writer's block. It was sort of just like, I don't know what to write this week. I wrote, 4 different stories, one after another. I was also guest posting on a lot of blogs. I was keeping up my own personal blog. So I was like really tapped overall. The whole just creative. I was just pouring out the cup all the time and not doing enough to fill it up. So as I was getting ready to launch this whole idea of 52 prompts for the year of 2020, I said, wait a second, that may be my solution. If I'm going to show up, if I'm going to do a prompt every single week, then that could be my 52 short stories. So I had already had all the prompts laid out of what I wanted to do all throughout the year. So that job is done. I have something that can fill up the cup every single week. Now I just have to show up and do the writing of the story. And I want to invite you to do that with me as well. You don't have to. You don't have to do short stories. Like I said, you can use these prompts for whatever you'd like. But I just thought it was a great opportunity to really try this challenge with the added support of knowing that there will be a prompt every single week. So that's what I'm presenting to you guys today and this year for 2020. 52 prompts, one per week. We'll be here. I'll share it all on the Facebook page as well. There is a Facebook page for Stop Writing Alone. There's a Facebook group. The difference between groups and pages, if you're not familiar, is on a page I kind of post and you can comment, which is great, but groups are really awesome because you can post. You can be the person that is sharing content as well. And so then I feel like that really forms community. So there is a Stop Writing Alone page and group, but for the 52 story challenge, I created a group and it's called Swap 52 Club. And Swap just stands for Stop Writing Alone Podcast. And the 52 prompts or stories is what we are gathering about in the group. So I'll put the links to those groups as well so that we can have our space to share our stories there. And throughout the year, I think we're going to have some live events there and probably some Zoom calls so that we can hear each other's stories and maybe even have a little virtual writing group going on there where we can work on the prompts and share our stories together. So I'm really, really looking forward to this. There's already been some people getting an early access and joining the Facebook group that was created like 48 hours ago. So I'm really grateful to everybody that has already started and joined up and excited to take on this challenge. So that's it. I just wanted to introduce what's going on here so that you have an idea. You'll come to this channel, which is NV Rivera on YouTube. That's just my name. That's also my name on Instagram is NV_Rivera, and it's the same on Twitter, NV_Rivera. So you can find me in all of those places, as well as, like I said, on Facebook, and now here on YouTube. I mean, it's just unending. If you want to start listening to the Stop Writing Alone podcast, I think it's everywhere that we can listen to a podcast. If you can't find it, please let me know, and I'll make sure that it's up there. But basically, just open up whatever app you use to listen to podcasts and search Stop Writing Alone, and you should see this little logo pop up there, and you're in. You can subscribe. Or just listen to the latest episode and see if you want to subscribe. Totally up to you. Also, there's a website, stopwritingalone.com, if you want to listen straight through your computer or phone or whatever you're watching this on. Okay, so I'm going to wrap up this video. I'm going to start the first prompt on a separate video. This way, people don't have to listen to this whole spiel when they just want to do a prompt. But I'm really looking forward to this, and good luck, everybody. And thanks for joining me. This is going to be a lot of fun, I think. Okay, and Happy New Year.